What's up, tricksters and tricksetters watching this VOD review on my second YouTube channel. Today we have another free VOD review. My friend Lurmley won a free VOD review through the giveaway. All of the giveaways you can access on my Discord server. On every 50 new Twitch subs, I organize giveaways for free Valorant points, free coaching and stuff like that. Today we have a Ascendant 1 Omen on Split. Now, let's see what our friend has to say to us. Omen Split struggles with 50-50 aim duel. Shaky aim after missing first. Free VOD review giveaway. Okay. We'll focus on your mechanics to see what we can do a bit better. I have not been able to aim at the past 4 days, and my aim is in shambles. But we had a team with good comms, which was fun. Okay, thank you very much. It got sent to the archive for some reason, so I just republished. Okay. There's not any, not a lot of questions. Let's move straight into the tracker and VOD review. So, my guy started playing this game like in episode 2, act 2, but he seriously picked it up in episode 6. Bronze, unranked, gold, silver, diamond 2, ascendant 1. Not bad. Not bad. A lot of the playtime in the last few days, but 123 hours in episode 8 and act 1 and no improvements at all from Ascendant. That is a bit bad, of course. Okay. This is a lot of playtime, and if you're already investing this many hours into the game, you should be seeing some significant improvements in terms of your rank. When I say significant, I mean if you were Ascendant 2 last act, this act you should at least try to reach Immortal, for an example, with 300 hours. Let's see what he's doing this act. 50% win rate, headshot percentage 20%. Well, I mean, his KD and damage per round are quite bad for Ascendant, Diamond player. But the bigger concern for me is your KST. Like, your KST is 70%. So that means that you're dying in some stupid ways that you should not die, or you don't have a proper team play with your allies. Like, aim is not a problem. I mean, if you have 20% headshot ratio, 31% with the Vandal, 23% with the Phantom, that's okay. But this statistic here, bro, we need to work on our team play and we need to get better. Now, let me see some other statistics. Clutch 2%, that is also not very good. Like, your clutch percentage should be at least 4, 5, 6%. Obviously, you cannot clutch 1v5, 1v4, 1v3 scenarios every single time, but 1v1 scenarios, you should clutch at least 60% of the times, and 1v2 scenarios, you should clutch at least 50 or 40% of the times. Like, this is not good. Other statistics. Okay, Valorant tracker decided to load for me. Okay. Okay. Not that good, not that bad, to be honest, all of this can be a lot better. So my guy is a controller main, apparently, like Omen, Viper, Gecko, Breach, Cypher, Reyna. To be honest, your picks are totally fine for this elo. The only difference is that Viper, I would only play on Breeze, below Immortal 3. And there is not any other map where you should play Viper. With Omen, your win rate is low, but your performance is kind of identical to Viper, so, it's a fellow Omen main. Now, let's see the maps that you play. So, on Sunset, you're playing Gecko. Gecko is a really strong pick on Sunset, especially in the lobbies, below Immortal 3. I play him even in Immortal 3 and Radiant. You can just keep rocking the Gecko. Anyways, playing controllers on Sunset. In the lobbies below, Immortal 3 is really hard. It's really hard to solo carry, with Omen, with Brimstone, with Astra, so keep doing what you're doing. Keep playing Gecko on Sunset. On Split, Omen is a Giga Ched. I don't know why you have a 50% win rate on Split with Omen. You have my ranked playbook with Omen on my Discord server. I fully explained how to play the map, how to play Omen on this map, let's get serious, you know? Lotus, on Lotus you can mix Omen and Gecko, to be honest, like, you know, it's totally fine. Ascent, Omen, Breeze, Viper, Icebox, personally, I would not touch, like, basically, I truly believe that Omen is a much better pick for Icebox up to Immortal 3. There is enormous amount of outplays, enormous amount of small setups that you can do to fuck up the enemies. Currently, I cover the Icebox only in my exclusive coaching videos that you can buy on my Discord server, but I'm gonna cover the Icebox in the Rank Playbook next week. So next week I'm gonna do the Icebox and Breeze with Omen and Jet, so keep an eye on that. Like, I mean, you have a 60% win rate with Viper, but I really feel that, you know, you can also play Omen there all the way up to Immortal 3, like, if you play him in a way that I play him, of course. Gecko and Icebox, I don't know what to tell you. Not really my favorite pick. Like, you know, Sova is 10 times better than Gecko, so I would just recommend you stay with the controllers and Icebox, you'll be fine. And having this win rate on Bind with Omen, unacceptable. Ranked playbooks, done. To be honest, like, you know, if I was you, first of all, I would completely stop with the Reyna arc. Like, don't touch the Reyna, like, obviously you're not finding success with the Reyna. But I see that with Breach and Cypher, you also have quite a lot of success. Like, for example, you can play Cypher on Sunset. Like, Cypher on Sunset is amazing. You can play Cypher on Breeze as well. Cypher on Breeze is also amazing, especially now they brought back the tube and the map became cancerous, essentially. When it comes to Breach, I would play on Bind. I don't know which other maps we have, like on Bind, on Ascent, Lotus, and that's it. Like, to be honest, you know, Split maybe. Okay. When it comes to the weapons that you're using, your eco rounds are terrible. Like, basically, what you're aiming for when it comes to KD in eco rounds is like minimum 0.95 to 1. Like, bro, you're playing Omen. You're playing controllers. Apply the shorty. Apply some easy strategies, man. Like, there's so many easy ways how you can trade yourself for at least 1 kill during the eco rounds. In eco rounds, your main goal is not really staying alive. Or, I don't know, like, winning the round. Like, in eco rounds, you have the mindset. Team play doesn't matter that much for me. What I want to do is fuck up at least 2 enemies before I die, to give my teammates higher chances of winning this round. And that is why in eco rounds you should always do some cheesy plays and aggressive plays with Omen and Viper, any agent, basically. Full buy rounds, even though your ADR and ACS are better than in other rounds, like 0.98, you know, not that good, bro, not that good. At least one thing that is really good for you is pistol rounds. Like, basically, having a good KD and a good performance in pistol rounds is very important, because if you win the first round, by the default you kind of win the second round, that's already 4 rounds in a pocket in one match. Muy bien. Very good. Probably your pistol rounds are good since, you know, you have the access to my rank playbook, to the exclusive coaching videos. Like, I share with you a lot of the content already. One thing that I would recommend you is to not switch between the Vandal and Phantom this much. You know, you should have a preference. Are you a Vandal player? Are you a Phantom player? This is just another inconsistency layer in your gameplay. Pick one gun, stick to it, and, you know, if you pick the Phantom from the ground, play the Phantom, of course. If your teammates drop you the Phantom, play the Phantom, but otherwise, when you want to buy something, your performance with Vandal is slightly better. Slightly. So I would just stick to the Vandal. Anyways, like, you know, Vandal is usable on every single map, and I don't know. Phantom is kinda... I personally don't like it. I just play Vandal. Both guns are equal, but bro, when you hit that 140 in the head, an enemy doesn't die, it hurts my soul. Also, with the Phantom, holding the pixel angles and some of the off angles is also you know, harder than with the Vandal. You know, with the Vandal, we always have a one-shot potential in the head, but with the Phantom, we don't have that shit. Classic Outlaw is there. Love it, love it, love it. Even though your performance with Outlaw is... Well, it's okay, actually. It's actually really good. Really good. Shorty. Okay. 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 Your weaponry is really, really good. This is how the tracker should look like. Not bad. The only thing that I would put a bit higher is definitely Stinger, above the Spectre, and you need to master the Operator. I don't give a fuck if you're playing Sentinels, Controllers, if you're playing like, I don't know, Jesus Christ, in Valorant. Operator is something that every single player in Valorant should master, and it is so... This is a free elo weapon. You will see in every unranked to Immortal series that I do, every Iron to Radiant series that I did, Operator was always in the top 3 weapons for me. If you know how to hold the angles, how to properly position yourself, if you know to read through the gaps of the enemies, you know how they're pushing utility users, stuff like that. Free elo, Icebox, Breeze, I don't know, Split. Come on. Let's get serious. Let's get serious here. Okay, we can move straight into the Split. Like literally, you know, your tracker is not that interesting for us. I mean, it is interesting, but you know, we discussed everything. Let's see what you can do a bit better on this map. I'm sorry that I maybe look a bit tired. Currently, I'm grinding for Radiant. You know, I'm 2 games away. It's mentally exhausting. Plus, like, my neck and my shoulder kind of hurt. Like, I've been playing the game quite a lot and streaming quite a lot, and also doing the VOD reviews and coaching and stuff like that. Like, you know, my mental sanity is gone, as well as physical. Are we starting on the attack or defense? Attack. Okay, let's go on to the attacker side. Okay, let's see what he's doing. So, attacker side of Split. Let's talk about the Split for a second. Split. Your default bomb site, number 1 priority, A site. Number 2 priority, mid control, punishing enemies on mid. Number 3 priority, B site. So what does this mean? Usually, when you're starting the games on Split, you want to test the enemies here to see how they respond to your A pushes. Then you want to test the enemies on mid, and then as the last resort, we want to use the B side, because usually through the B side it's really hard to breach, but you know, all of this depends heavily on the enemy's team composition. Like for example, in the first round, how do we decide what to push? Now, what is a default bomb site? Default bomb site is that the site that you attack or defend when you have no ideas what to do next, or you have no ideas what enemies are going to do next. And default bomb sites are the sites that are easier for the attack, harder for defense because of the overall map layout and map design. Now, in the first round, enemies don't have the Sage. What we can do in the first round is immediately try to abuse the enemies on mid and B site. We can do some kind of a 1-4 split where we send one of our teammates through the B main to lurk and, you know, take the space there, and 4 of you guys together with a spike are pushing through mid and instantly abusing this area of the map. You're just classic light shield. No matter what type of strategy you're playing with Omen, in the first round you're always buying classic light, 2 smokes, 2 shrouded steps. We're smoking this, and pushing with our allies onto the site. Enemies do have a Sage, let's say for an example, but enemies don't have any other Sentinel in the game. Like nada, nothing. Not this, not this, not this. So, what do we do then? 5-man push through the A main area of the map. And we can push A site against this team composition 3 rounds in a row to create an unpredictable pattern of pushing, because pushing A site is okay in eco rounds, half buy rounds, full buy rounds. It doesn't matter that much. We have a lot of aggressive plays and ways to take the A side control. That's it. Simple as that. And in the first round, if you're pushing A side, what you want to do is smoke this as a one-way. Smoke this, make sure to cover the elbow and the screens. And you're teleporting here aggressively. And from this position, either taking the fast elbow control or pushing with your teammates on site. Usually I go into the elbow, take a control there, surprise the enemies and try to fuck them up. Of course, tell your initiators to clear this box and this box so you don't die when you're doing this teleport. And enemies do have a Sage and have a Cypher and have a Deadlock and have a Killjoy. So they have like 2 of these Sentinels. What are we doing? We're doing a 5-man push onto the A tower. You tell your teammates, hey guys, let's do a 5-man push onto the tower. You're doing a smoke here like this, smoke here like this, and you can go with your teammates, or you can risk a teleport into the smoke. Usually I don't risk the TP into the smoke, I just want to take the tower control, and if you take 2+ kills on tower, you go and finish on A. If you take 1 or below kills on tower, you go through the vents and onto the B site. Now, how the smokes should look like. Basically, we're doing the smoke here, like this. And we're doing this smoke here, like this. Why do we use this smoke when we are primarily pushing onto the tower? So that enemies don't have the smoke here to play around it or inside of it. If the enemies want to peek you onto the rafters, onto the ramp, through this smoke, you're always in an advantage. You see their shoulder before they see you. Muy bien, excelente. Usually the best idea when you're doing this strategy is to tell your jet to use the updraft dash into this smoke, and then 4 of you guys are making the pinch onto the enemies and basically killing 1 guy or 2 guys here and then deciding what to do next. Now let's see what you're gonna do. So enemies have a Sage. Okay. Against this team composition, where enemies only have the Sage as a Sentinel, the best idea is to do 5-man pushes on A site. And in this first round, what I would have done is simply one-way smoke up here, like this. You can put it a bit lower, of course, to create a perfect one-way. Smoke here, like this. Push with your teammates, clear this, teleport here, and from this position, take the elbow, kill the enemy on the site, and that's it. If you feel that it's too risky to do that teleport, you can also buy a paranoia and sacrifice the light shield and just do this and do this. This is an amazing aggressive execute, especially in the rounds when your teammates are way too passive, or when you're playing some kind of an eco hull buy bonus round. Like there's nowhere, you know, there's no angles from which enemies can kill you, and you can easily just ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Don't teleport, you know. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Full side control. Full side control. You go over the tripwires and any shit, basically. Let's see what they do.
Okay, let's go.
Pushing B set here is a bit of a Sudoku. Why? They have a Sage that is probably going to play the mid. Maybe the Sage is even going to wall B. I don't know. But the real problem here is with a wall they can just, you know, fully focus onto the B site, and, you know, you're gonna have like 3 enemies on the B site immediately, like this, or maybe even 4 if they're playing like some 1-3-1 setup. I don't know why the fuck would you do that in the first round. Second reason why this is bad, they have a Breach. Breach can easily stomp your push onto the B site with the flashes, aftershock, stun. You know, you're gonna die like a potato. Basically, I never coach the players in Valorant to be IGLs or to communicate some high-level strategies. But in the first rounds when you have some kind of a plan, first 4 rounds of the match, every single round where the enemies are eco or hull buy, you need to navigate your teammates. You need to tell them what to do And you need to have some kind of a plan for these rounds. Because if you lose these rounds, you're absolutely fucked.
I got the spike.
Now, if for some reason you are pushing B site in the first round, what type of execute I would use with Omen? I would do an aggressive execute again. So basically, I would use a smoke here, smoke here, or tower. And then, what I would do this teleport, and then from this position, you have 6 different executes. You can teleport down here, you can teleport here, you can teleport here, there, or even in your smoke on tower. This is one of the best executes. Don't overuse it. You know, you can use it in the first round, in some eco hull by rounds, or when you think enemies are not going to expect it. Some rounds you can maybe fake it, you know, to make the pressure onto the enemies and make them think like, what the fuck is this Omen doing? But this type of an execute you can do like 2 or 3 times during the match to outplay the enemies. Remember, when you're playing Omen in the first round, you always want to do some kind of an aggressive execute. You cannot trust your teammates with a push onto the bomb site. Like, either you're teleporting into your jet smoke, teleporting into some kind of a safe location like this, doing some TP play with a smoke. Like, I never allow my teammates to control how we're gonna enter the site in the first round. I'm playing Omen as a support in the first round only if I'm playing in the Immortal 3 450 plus rank rating. Actually, that in some, you know, in some regions that is already Radiant, but in Europe that's not.
Low.
Thank you. For some reason, enemy jet is playing B and not Omen and Breach. But this round gave us a lot of useful information. What type of info we got from this round already? We got the info that enemies love to be aggro in A main and B main area of the map, especially jet. Second information that we have is that enemy Sage is obviously playing on mid, enemy Breach is playing on A site, enemy Yoru is playing on A site, and enemy Omen is playing probably tower and B site. Now, how do I know that Yoru is A and not B? He probably had a TP lineup. Like, there's no way that enemies played 4 players on B site and they rotated this fast. The first 4 rounds in Valorant we call the learning rounds. And those are the most important rounds for you in the match. In the first 4 rounds, you should be reading what enemies are doing and how should you counter them, how should you play the rest of the match, and where is their biggest weakness, the weakest enemy link. Number 2, you should be reading how well your teammates are playing and how you should adapt yourself to your allies. So that is why intaking this information is extremely important for you.
Jet low.
One enemy remaining.
Okay, he's CT. Okay, to be honest, good. So solid first round, even though I would have went for some aggro play here, and I would have done the execute that I've explained right now. Now, on split, one very important thing that you should do when your teammates decide to push B site and A site is holding the enemy's peak for the first 3 to 4 rounds of the match. So from now on, in every single full buy round, when I have a long range weapon, I will be holding this. Basically, my reaction time allows me to hold this with a Vandal. I don't know about yours reaction time. With Operator, I will be holding it like this. With Outlaw, I will be holding it like this as well. When your teammates are pushing A, we need to hold the A main peak from this off angle, or as a tight, narrow angle, as much as your reaction time, as tight as your reaction time allows you. This is the only way to counter that peek if your teammates don't want to use a flash or some kind of a utility to pressure the enemies backwards. And usually, I'm holding these peaks for 2 or 3 seconds. Basically, when my teammates are pushing B main area of the map and they reach this position, that's when I'm connecting with them. When my teammates are pushing A main and they peak this position, I'm pushing with them. Okay, now when it comes to split, you know, when you're playing anti-eco rounds and bonus rounds on split, your best weapon that you should be using on this map is Stinger. Like, Stinger is such a versatile gun. This map is more like medium range, close range map. And this is the weapon that you need to master on this map. Like, basically, Stinger and Shorty. On a defender side, in anti-eco rounds, I would probably force Outlaw, because this gun is just broken. And to be honest, like, if enemies force a bit in the second round, and they're playing bonus round with the light shields, easy kills, bro. Easy kills. You know? And Spectre, okay, I mean, it's fine. Like, if you really want the Spectre, use it. But, you know, Stinger is better in every fucking term, except that it has less bullets and you need to isolate the enemies into 1v1 fights. And when it comes to playing Judge, you can play it on a defender side. I have nothing against it. Weapon is really good on this map still. And especially with Omen, like, you can create the Kabi position smokes and just shit onto the enemies. On this map, there was not a single moment of time where I would buy Guardian, Bucky, Spectre, I don't know, Sheriff, Marshall, Ares, Odin, you know. There's no reason to do it. And when it comes to Bulldog, sure, fine, you know, statistically speaking, you know, Bulldog is maybe the best anti-eco and bonus round weapon in the game, especially because of the burst fire that is very powerful in long-range fights. But, you know, we're investing too much credits, you know. And if you don't have money to buy a heavy shield and Bulldog with utility in the second round, just go fucking Stinger, Shorty, heavy shield, and all of your utility. That's why Stinger is so good. Now, Spectre is only good in a second round when you're playing that anti-eco round. But in a bonus round, it's shit weapon to have. And we're investing way too many credits for that round. Sorry, I just noticed that my keycap is like, I don't know. I'm pressing W too much. Now, split. If you win the first round, and in every round where the enemies are eco and halby, fuck this area of the map. You don't need it. Just push onto the A site. If you are playing some kind of an eco, bonus, or halby round, the easiest kills that you can get are on mid. Especially with Omen, smokes, paranoia, teleport. You can always trade yourself for at least 1 kill, even if you're playing a shorty, basically. Now, in this round, I would have just hold for the 5 and push onto A site, and that's it. And whenever you're playing anti-eco rounds, so enemies have lower economy than you never want to showcase the enemy's best outplays and aggressive plays. Play, you know, as a support, trade your teammates, play on their contact, stuff like that. So here, I game decision to go mid.
Cover going up.
Now, you know, like, CHARLATAN can pull out his shorty, Bucky, and I can just demolish you. I mean, enemies with a classic pistol can basically demolish you right now.
You're stuck, I think.
There's a lot of behind us.
Yeah, be careful in there.
Ooh.
Shadows traveling.
Okay, one huge tip. This tip applies for every single map in Valorant. When you're pushing onto the bomb site, only through the short area of that map. So the short area of the map for a set of split is the ramp and tower. Short area of the B site is the B tower. So you're only executing through here and through here. And nobody is in the B main, A main. Your primary focus during that round should always be to clear your anal cavity, you know, wipe it really good, so that your teammates don't die from some unexpected enemies in that main area of the map. If you don't do it, only God knows if your teammates are gonna do it instead of you. This rule you apply on every single map, and depending on the map, there's different ways how you can clear it in a safe way. Go with the raise, go with the raise.
I'm stunned.
That's okay, it's okay.
This can be...
Go city.
Omen is behind us, Omen is main.
It's okay.
There's two city.
Okay.
Don't give them guns. Don't give them guns.
In this round, we were a bit lucky. Enemies didn't have the balls to push, but always do what I told you to do right now.
They have guns.
One enemy remaining.
City.
Nice.
Okay. Good ending of the round.
Do we go Evan or do we go side?
Go side.
One of the worst things that you can do in Valorant is this pattern that they are creating on the attacker's side. I call this AB rule. Like basically, if I notice that in one round you went B, in the second round you abused my anal cavity on mid, in the third round, right now, I'm heavily focused on stopping your push on A site, and I'm gonna delete you, basically. Like, this is not an unpredictable pattern of pushing. More, you know, whatsoever. Like, this is actually the most predictable pattern of pushing that you have in Valorant. Generally speaking, if the enemies have only one sentinel on this map, just do 3 times push on A, test the enemies there, see how they respond to the push, and then in the 4th round, you can do whatever the fuck you want. Imagine you win 3 rounds in a row on A site. Breach! You mental idiot! Fuck your mama! You cannot hold the A site at all! You know, their mentality is fucked. And they're gonna over-focus A site starting from the round 4. Which means that we can fake A, go B. We can fake A, play default, maybe search for some picks. In B main and mid. Maybe we can just push A again. Who knows, like, you know?
TP and trying clear heaven. So
Always hold the A main and B main peak for your teammates in the first 2 to 3 seconds of the round. Please. How do we have a light shield here? And please, now because Outlaw exists, if you have money for the heavy shield, buy the heavy shield instead of the light shield. Like, because of Outlaw's existence, we cannot do this anymore. Even in the bonus rounds. This round is quite winnable. We have a full utility, we have Bulldog, okay guns, you know. Invest the credits. Whenever you have money for the heavy shield, buy it.
We go side. I think
Ooh, okay.
Nothing close there.
Okay. This is interesting. This is actually an execute that I recommend for my private students, and you can do it like 1, 2, or 3 times during a match in various different variations. But the problem is, when you're going for some kind of an aggressive outplay, you know, you're using one smoke to teleport inside of it, or to outplay the enemies, that smoke should always be the second smoke, so that the enemies don't have time to prepare for your teleport and for that aggressive outplay. So basically here, if you want to use this 90 degrees smoke in combination with this smoke here, and combination with this paranoia or paranoia on the site, this smoke cannot be the first smoke. This is the first smoke, this is the second smoke, then we are using some kind of a flash for the site, and then we can teleport either inside of the smoke, right here, and instantly go for the elbow control, try to punish the enemies there. Or we can teleport instead of this cubby position, making the enemies think that we are in that smoke. And then fight for the site, and then fight for the elbow. This aggressive outplay, you usually don't want to do in the bonus round. You want to do it in the rounds where your economy is really shit. Like you have only a stinger with a light shield. You have a shorty, classic pistol, you know? Much better play for the bonus rounds is doing a smoke here, one-way smoke here, paranoia this, and teleport here. Easy push. We're fully covering the CT and elbow for our teammates. We can instantly enter the smoke and fuck up the enemies. And we are applying enormous amount of mental pressure onto the enemies, but also the physical pressure as well. This is not really the play I would do in a third round, you know, when I win the first 2 rounds.
Spike down A.
I don't know, man, like, you know, here, first of all, this TP onto tower was mega risky. And this was a completely 50-50 play that I would try to avoid in this round. Second of all, you know, if you cannot use a paranoia because your teammates are in front of you, it is far more important for you to support your teammates and push with them instead of using a flash. So, we're pushing into the site, and your teammates are going in. Fuck the paranoia. It is much more important in this round that you're playing with your teammates on the refrag potential rather than flashing the enemies. Third thing, if enemies are already fucking up your teammates on the site, especially in the rounds where you're eco halberd bonus, it's much better if you pinch that enemy on the site together with your Reyna, fuck him up, take his Vandal, and win the round instead of going for this solo play on the tower. Like here, if your teammates actually kill the Yoru and breach on the site without dying, that's when maybe I would go onto the tower and, you know, go for a bit more risky play, but not even then, like, why the fuck would, you know, why the fuck would we do it? Here, you should have played with your teammates, absolutely. Like, there was no reason for you to TP onto the tower, and it was much more important for you to kill that Yoru, take his gun, plant the spike, than do this type of shit. What now?
Oh my
Okay.
god.
Okay,
CT.
she was ready for that.
Okay.
I can send my...
Okay, pushing onto A set again. Sure, fine. We can do it. Since in the first 3 rounds... So, what did we notice in the first 3 rounds? We noticed that our teammates' executes are quite okay. So, in the full buy rounds, maybe we should not go for the aggressive plays. Let's play Omen as a support. Second thing that we noticed is that enemy's defense is not that good. And pushing A site is quite easy. You know, Yoru and Breach, yeah, they can stop you a bit, but they cannot really stop your push completely on A. And also pushing B site can be easy for us, depending how the Omen is positioned. So right now, you know, fuck the mid area of the map. Let's focus on the clean pushes on A set and B and test the enemies there.
like this.
Let's do it. Okay. Okay.
Flashing.
Okay, good flash.
Yoru backside. I'm flashing backside.
Okay, listen. If your teammates are already executing the site, and you get the information that nobody is here and here, I always avoid crossing the choke point with a Omen by my feet. I will always do it with a shrouded step. Why would I risk, you know, getting spammed through the smoke, getting like tripwired by the Cypher, naded Molotov, shit like that. If your raise already takes this space, she's aggressively contesting the enemies. We know that enemies are not here, not here. Use this teleport. You're instantly there to support the raise, outplay the enemies, and enemies on the bomb side, they don't know where you teleported. This is a very safe location to teleport. You know, not on the top, but obviously right here. And you can do it, you know, whenever some kind of a scenario like this happens for you.
He's dead. What's he
One more, elbow. Oh, he's dead.
And the number one rule of Valorant. Always pre-assume that enemies can be anywhere and everywhere. Before you assume that there's nobody on the site and you can plant the spike, make sure to check yourself every single angle and every single corner where the enemies can be. This was a huge mistake going instantly for the spike plant. You killed only one enemy. In the previous rounds, there were usually 2 enemies on the site. We need to ask ourselves, where is that second enemy before we decide to plant the spike? So basically, if we're pushing a site, I don't give a fuck what are my teammates doing and what did they clear. I will clear this myself. This. Elbow. This and this. And then we can aggress the enemies in the CT, tower, play passively, plant the spike, do whatever the fuck you need to do. Pushing the B site. Clear this. Box. Boxes. This. And then we can go for the spike plant and, you know, aggress the enemies together with our teammates. Now, when we're planting the spike on the A site, the best, I would say, 4 positions to plant the spike is around this pillar. You know, you can plant it here. If that is not safe, you can plant it here towards the enemies. So we have a one-way up there. Planting the spike around the screens, anywhere, you know, we have a one-way. And planting the spike instead of this corner, right here. Where, once again, when you plant the spike, you have this one-way smoke that you can use to fuck up the enemy. So you use it a bit more on the right side, here, and that's it. Bam. Sometimes, when you're left in a 1v1 scenario, or you're left in some unwinnable clutch scenario, what I love to do, like maybe with a close range weapon, like you have a judge, I love to plant the spike here, and I love to smoke myself off like this. And then when the enemies are going for a retake, I do this smoke. I use a second smoke somewhere like this. One enemy is gonna come inside of this circle to defuse the spike. Bop, bop. You can instantly teleport into the second smoke or behind the enemies, you know, depending where you think the rest of the enemy team is, and potentially win that round. This is also a very good strategy. But it's a very situational tactic.
One CT, 70 on jet backside. CT.
You have smoke for heaven. You have smoke for heaven.
10 seconds.
CT. One more.
One vent.
Elbow, elbow. Crosshair!
Oh, he's already...
Bro!
One more.
I mean, listen. In the post plant, you are just observing. Basically, in the post plants, 50% of times your eyes are on the minimap, 50% of times on the angles that you're holding. Like you're consistently to check. My Sky is holding the left side, Reyna is holding the tower. My only job is to hold the screens and elbow. What the fuck are we doing here? Why is your crosshair in the wall? Why do you even want to push the enemies? Right here, you know, we killed this guy. One more enemy is going out. Let's just play here. Like this. Close to the Sky. So that if Sky goes for this frag, we can refrag her. Refrag her. And if Omen peeks us, Sky can refrag us. Why are we pushing the... Like, what the fuck, man? Chill. These type of mistakes will cost you an enormous amount of free rounds, easy rounds, and numbers advantage. Come on, let's get serious.
One vent.
One of my cameras is broken. Oh, wait.
It must have been the
Okay.
craziest time.
Okay. Now we're playing a game of Valorant. You also need to distinct and ask yourself, why did we lose the previous rounds? You know, if you're losing the rounds because of the post plants, that is very easy to fix. And that doesn't mean that you should abandon pushing that site because your post plant failed like 1 or 2 times. If pushing onto some site is already very easy compared to the rest of the map, try it 1 more time or 2 more times. Like for an example, you know, our A pushes were actually quite good. The only problem is how we play the post plant and how we play the refrag game. So in this eco round, I would go A again. Enemies are shit on A side. They don't know how to defend it. Like Yoru and Breach are dying like a potatoes. You primarily lost these rounds because you didn't play a proper refrag game with your teammates and you didn't properly position yourself. Food Muncher, hello, and Kalesko, hello, man. Okay. But, generally speaking, you know, the easiest kills that you can find with Omen in these eco and hell by rounds is on mid. Like, literally, you know, with your smokes and buy a shorty, buy a light shield. Come on, man. Like, just smoke this, smoke this, jump spot the enemy. Aha, no one is there. Enemy Sage does a wall. Okay, hold below the wall, the peak. 90% of time, someone is gonna go for the peak. Delete that guy, get him out of here. No one is peeking. Wait for the wall to, you know, disappear. We can use the smoke here. He's gonna recharge, clear that angle, jump spot the enemies here, check this position, move onto the onto the tower, flash the enemies here, or you can move into the smoke, get an easy kill. Bap, bap, bap. Come on, you know. Okay.
We should trade. Take mid retreat.
They a bit slow.
I think that's a really entertaining thing, you know.
Head up.
Spike down mid.
Listen. Whenever your teammates... Let me give you another rule. On split. Whenever you have 2 or more teammates contesting the enemies on mid, you need to do some kind of a smoke. The one way for vents, or the regular default smoke, or the smoke for the male. We cannot have both of these angles opened, and we need to put some pressure onto the enemies and isolate these angles. Rule number 2. If your teammates are already not pushing on the contact, you know, playing slow, shifting, always go in front of your teammates, jump spot the enemies, because in all of the lobbies below Immortal 3, one of the most underused mechanics to gather the information is jump spotting. Here, you could have jump spotted a Sage. She's missed the shot. She's gonna miss the shot. Do this. Come here. Take the mid control. Or maybe we can fuck up the Sage with some kind of a paranoia, teleport, and that's it. Losing 2 players here, unacceptable. At the end of the day, if you have some kind of an initiator such as Sky in your team, tell the Sky to use a flash for the mid and vents. Tell the Sky to use a dog from this position. Like, I will do everything that is in my capabilities to prevent any death here, here, and here until we commit to some kind of an execute. And you can do that 90% of times with Omen. With different smokes, paranoia. There's different various solutions. I mean, your Raze even jump spotted the Sage in the vents. If you already saw the Sage in the vents, smoke her off. We're playing with the close range weapons. We cannot contest that Sage in a clean duel. Let's push the mid. What the fuck was the problem? Pay attention to the minimap. Like, on my Discord server, there is in the As the Code channel, I think I've answered this question. Like, minimap blindness. Just a second. Where the fuck did I answer that? This is it. So, here, read this page. This is every single moment of time when you should be checking the minimap in Valorant. And you should be developing your gameplay and teaching yourself to do this. And you cannot, you know, when you're learning these mechanics and new stuff in the gameplay, I always recommend players to use the 3-1-1 learning rule. I don't know if this is gonna pop up just a second. So 3-1-1 rule. I don't know how I made a fucking command on like Twitch. What is the 3-1-1 rule? Like, during 3 weeks, you should only focus on fixing one general problem in your gameplay, such as minimap blindness. One agent-specific problem. If your paranoia with Omen is shit, your paranoia usage, focus on that only during 3 weeks. And one map-specific problem. If you don't know how to play attacker side of split, focus on that only during the 3 weeks. That is the most efficient way to fix the bad habits in Valorant and to actually improve as a player. You saw the Sage in the vents. Come on. Come on.
Spike down mid.
Now, this second kill that happened, not even God could have helped, like, that Sage, that Sky, so, you know, it's okay. Listen. You know, with a Stinger, you're not missing aim. Bro, you need to control the recoil of the gun. Let's refresh our memory. So, when we are using Stinger, on 0 to 20 meters, so on this distance, you can use Stinger without ADS and try to kill the enemies that are here, without any problems. On 25 plus meters, we need to use the ADS to kill the enemies and to delete them. Now, after 6 bullet, Stinger recoil goes up in the air. Like, it always kicks in. Bam. In deathmatch, practice range, you should learn how to compensate this recoil and to develop a feeling for the 6th bullet. So, you cannot do this. Crouch down. Spray down. Like, at the end of the day, if you cannot manage the Stinger recoil, as soon as you feel that you're losing the control of it, commit to the fight and crouch down. And that's it. With a Stinger, burst firing doesn't exist. This is impossible. Like, with the Stinger, you're always committing to the fight if you're fighting the enemies with a hip fire. Like, if I saw the Sage here with the operator, I would just... And that's it. Fuck it. Like, there's no escaping this fight anymore. With the ADS, yes, we can go for a, you know, up, bop, etc, etc. When it comes to using the ADS of the Stinger, bullets are always going up left, up left, up left, up left. So when you're burst firing with the Stinger, using the ADS, we always pull our mouse down right, down right. And we can manage these bullets 90% of times to go, you know, at least 1 or 2 bullets are gonna hit the enemy's head. So, your gun mechanics are shit, not your aim in this scenario.
Water.
Last player standing.
Yeah.
Bad man.
Hold the beam, man. Hold the beam. Oh, hallelujah. 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 Listen. Your teammates are pushing beam and aiming. Hold the peaks for 2-3 seconds. It's so easy to get the kills if you're holding tight angles and if you learn how to hold these tight angles. I have shared with you, if I remember correctly, how to improve reaction time and reacting on the colors when you're holding tight pixel angles. Come on, man. You know. Also, I've already shared with you the aim training routine and like Kovacs routine that you should be doing for the next 2 to 3 months. You've been only using that for like 2 weeks, you know, 3 weeks. It's not enough, man. Maybe 1 month. I don't remember when the fuck I did coaching with this guy. Actually, I did a coaching with Learn Me, but we only did 1 session, so that's why we didn't discuss that many topics. Let me just check, like, what did I share with him? So I share with you all of the videos that are important. We did develop a Kovacs aim training routine for you. It's been 1 month. Okay, I mean, you still have like 2 months to complete the training. But to be honest, it looks better than, you know, what I've seen in the first VOD review, man. Like with you, like the coaching session was like crazy.
Enemy spotted B.
I'm out again.
Oh, I'm blind.
3 for 3. Heal.
That's it.
Ooh. Okay,
I'm out again.
listen. It is better to not use a paranoia and fight with your teammates rather than wasting your time to use your paranoia. If you already can in the lobbies below, like immortal, like if you already missed the timing to use the paranoia to enter the site, fuck it, push with your teammates. Sometimes I even blind my teammates if I think I'm gonna be the one that is gonna kill the enemies. You know, I'm gonna blind my teammates, blind the enemies, take the kills, open the site. You're wasting a lot of time with this paranoia, man. Like, you know, fuck it, you know. Follow them up.
Oh, I'm blind.
3 for 3. Heal.
That's it.
Is it some...
Backside.
Okay, listen, guys. I'm just gonna repeat the final time. Final time. I'm not repeating this ever in my life. Fight the fights, protect the teammates, clear the site, clear every angle, and then plant the spike. You have 1 minute and 10 seconds to plant the spike. We're not gonna lose or win this round on the spike timer. All 4 enemies are already inside of our anal cavity. Right now, fight the fights. Fight with your allies. We can plan the spike later, you know? Like while you're doing this shit, our Sky can die like a potato. Cypher can die from some Omen lurk or in a 1v1 fight against enemy Sage on tower. Like, we're gonna be in a 2v4 instead of 4v4. Sky is dead. Now you're dead, like. Woof! 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 Woof!
Yeah, I don't know.
Woof! Woof!
Okay, we need.
Okay, with the Stinger, obviously, you know, right now you cannot hold the peak in the Amen. It's really good, like, if you notice that enemies are aggro, like, on the defender side of split, if you tell your Sky or any initiator or Raze to use some kind of a utility to push the enemies back. You know, if enemy jet is already peeking this, like, tell your Raze to use a boombot, you know, here. Tell the Sky to use a flash here. Tell the Sky to use a dog there. Flash. Boombot, like. Taking these deaths is the most stupid shit ever. I don't know.
Not flashing, not flashing.
I don't know how Cypher got a kill there. Like, Cypher was fully blinded and stunned. Lucky.
Heal up, squad. Having vision.
Here.
Squad.
Once again, like, listen. Which rank is this? Ascendant 1. Listen. Like, when you're doing any aggressive Omen play, and you want to teleport inside of your smoke, or outside of it, that smoke is always the second smoke, and the time gap between your execute and the utility placement should be maximum 3 to 4, maximum 3 seconds. So if I want to teleport in this smoke, I need to do it 3 seconds before I decide to go for the execute. If more than 3 seconds pass, this TP play becomes a complete 50-50 gamble. Because I can sit in it, kill you, and already I'm gonna be like, bro, this smoke smells weird, you know? Like, what the fuck is this shit? So you did this smoke, and at 140. And you teleported inside of the smoke at 125.
One side, wait. One side.
Last player standing. Spike down A.
Okay, this is very good. This is very good. We have the ultimate. We have a shrouded step. What do we do now, chat? What do we do now? Well, obviously, we peek the enemies and die in a 1v2 fight, right? Shut the fuck up. So, 1v2. Play smart. Play, wait for your smokes to recharge. Number 1. Number 2. We can go into the elbow, teleport into the CT. Go onto the B side. Pick up the spike with the ultimate.
My ultimate is ready.
We plant the spike on B. Of course, first you clear B, then you use the ultimate. And then we aggress the enemies into the CT and fuck them up with a stinger. That's what you're gonna do, right? Of course. Come on.
Cover going out.
TP! Another smoke, TP! Okay. That's the difference between your Omen and my Omen. Anyways, if you already deploy that smoke, wait for the... I mean, that smoke there was fine to cross, but the problem... I don't know. The problem of using that smoke is they know you're gonna go through the CT and they're gonna expect you on top, or maybe expect the... They're gonna expect you picking up the spike with the ultimate as well. Like, I don't know. Fuck it. Next round.
Like 3 rounds in a row now, I think.
I must endure.
I like the idea. But also, Sky, you mental abomination. Can you use a flash for the B-main so that my teammates right now don't die from the jet peeking with operator? Huh? As I said, you don't need to IGL in ranked solo queue, but you need to micro and macro manage your teammates a bit to have higher chances of winning the rounds. Like, Sky utility usage is terrible. That's why game knowledge is very important in Valorant. Like, you should not only learn what you should do on a specific agent, you also need to learn what your initiator should do for you. Duelist, Sentinel. What is good, bad, and optimal Sage Wall, for an example.
So otherwise we just switch AB.
Cover going out.
I agree. I can flash for you right now, wait.
Reloading.
You're alone, Reno.
Listen, if you have this type of mental idiots, such as this Cypher, So this Cypher has been lurking and flanking, you know, I don't know, like, if you notice that lurks and flanks of your teammates are not working, tell them to play with you. Fuck it. If you already don't know how to take a timing to surprise the enemies and open up something, play with us. Anyways, in this round, I mean, your teammates didn't listen to you at all, so, yeah. That's the beauty of ranked solo queue.
I can flash for you right now, wait.
Now, in these type of scenarios, when the enemies stop your push, the best idea in 90% case scenarios is, so, enemies kill your Cypher, who cares? It's a fucking Cypher. I don't need him. Rest in peace, man. Enemies stopped our push with a Omen smoke. The best idea is to cut the noise for 20 seconds and reheat the same site. Just hold the peak of the enemies in the beam in, and after 20 seconds, execute the site. Why 20 seconds? After 20 seconds, players in ranked solo queue usually become very undisciplined, or their focus drops down quite a lot. Like, they kind of cool down, essentially. So now, after 20 seconds, there is a chance that enemy jet is going to be curious in B main, or someone. You take an easy kill, open the site. After 20 seconds, maybe enemies from the B site will rotate to A, thinking that you're pushing A site right now, or maybe they're going to focus on mid. But at this moment of time, allowing your teammates to do whatever the fuck they want, you know, 2 teammates are mid, 2 of you guys are B main, is only going to result in the end of this round. Like, there's no way that these guys are going to play a proper, do anything on mid.
You're alone, Reno.
I think we just have to keep defaulting here.
He's smoked up.
Kada noise, reheat the site.
Shadows traveling.
Driven.
But we have no mid control. You don't need a mid control. Why? For what do you need it? Sky and Reyna push the enemies back from mid. It's a better gamble. Like right now, you know, one enemy can be behind us. Race can die in a solo duel. These guys could have died from the operator. If they win this round, like how they're playing right now, in a Diamond 3, Ascendant 1 lobby, I give you 10 gifted subs.
Combined heaven if you want to push it.
Like enemies need to make so many mistakes. Like for example, this, how the fuck did Raze pass B main, man? But this is exactly what I was speaking about. You see, enemies right now rotated back to their original positions. For no reason. That's what players do in ranked solo queue. Like you make some stupid plays for no reason. They know we didn't rotate. How do they know? You can use a T-spawn to rotate. I mean, like, what? Fake footsteps, go back to B main.
What?
Actually, Raze died because she didn't clear that angle.
Sage is here. I think we go.
One more dead.
Left side, left side.
One more dead. Fuck. In ranked solo queue, the more you simplify your gameplay, especially the gameplay of your teammates, the more success you're gonna find. If enemies already get one pick from you... Ice Tape, thank you all for the Prime Gaming sub, man, and thank you for scamming Jeff Bezos, bro.
Cover going out. Shadows traveling.
In this round, when it comes to his utility usage, like, he's making the same mistake. Please, you know, if you have a Sky in team, tell the Sky to flash the tower, flash the aim and close, anything, bro. Like, literally, Sky is not using her utility. When it comes to your Stinger gunplay, you need to fix this shit, bro. Like, if you want... I mean, sure, over time you'll become better with Stinger, but you need to put some meaningful practice. Team deathmatch. Regular deathmatch. Practice range. You're not even trying to control the recoil of the Stinger. You need to pull down that, you know, like left, you know, mouse, like... What the fuck is this?
I have this bike. Reloading. Spike drop.
I can flash for you, Omen. I can flash ramp for you if you wanna peek.
No, don't.
We have B, we have B.
Look at Sage.
Behind.
Spike down A. Last player
Bro,
standing.
I'm so done.
I don't know what to tell you, man.
Down A.
Okay, rule number 1. You notice that your teammate that is lurking and flanking is not finding any real value because the rest of the team is dying or that teammate is just stupid. Tell your Cypher, hey Cypher, we need you, play with us, don't go alone. Fuck it. Like lurking and flanking in ranked solo queue is only worth it 10% of the rounds. Like you should not be doing it every fucking round because then you become way too predictable. And most of the rounds you should play with your team. You will notice when I play Cypher, when I play Killjoy, I lurk and flank like, I don't know. In 12 rounds, I'm gonna do it 2 rounds maximum. Maximum. And usually it's gonna be some eco hull by round. Now, for my team. Now, when you're losing the rounds, you should always ask yourself, what are the enemies doing to fuck us up? Like, why are we losing when we are pushing A site? We are losing because enemy Breach is instantly using a stun and his utility to fuck us up in the aiming area of the map. What do? We tell our teammates, hey guys, enemies are using instant initiator utility to gather the information in the aiming area of the map. Can we hold the aim and push after that player does the utility? If the aggressive pushes are not working, you need to change something. Play slower. You know, playing default here is not a solution. Like the only kill that you can get right now by playing default is killing the B-main. But you should be the one, you know, that is holding the B-main. Okay.
Nice.
This is also really good. I must say, but still, like, Sky needs to, bro. Like, you need to tell the Sky to do something, man. Yeah.
One on side. Let's push him together. Go together.
Yeah, very good, very good, very good. Together. Together we fight. Together we die. We need to turn out from the. Okay, I mean, like, I'm a Radiant, but. Okay. You know, like, when you're getting flashed in the face like this, you need to develop a habit of, doing that. Like, if you just stare at the flash like this, you'll get absolutely fucked. Anyways, so that, that habit you need to develop over the time. Like, there's no way to practice turning around from the flashes. Like, you just do it in game. Now, second habit that every single Omen player should have in their gameplay is whenever you get stunned, flashed, molotoved, naded, especially flashed and stunned, your instant habit, instant like reaction, autopilot reaction should be to like teleport somewhere. Like, even if you die in the middle of that teleport, you're still a much harder target for the enemies to hit than just standing still and randomly spraying bullets and praying to God that you're gonna get that kill. So here, we got flashed. Think fast. Where did I smoke? Where did I see the enemies on the minimap? Where can I teleport? No problem. Let's just jump, teleport back onto the tower, smoke. We got flashed, let's do this. Fuck it. You will have higher chances to survive like that. Even if that breach kills you in the middle of TP, doesn't matter. You at least try to do something to survive. Standing here and just, committing to the spray, 90% of times you're gonna die.
Entry.
Let's make them dance.
Ooh, paranoia. No. What? Bro, listen. Like, if you notice that you know, enemies are using this fast utility, you know, Omen Paranoia, Breach Stun, Omen One Way, they're probably fighting for that area of the map. Like here, instantly, as your team has got stun, you abandon the mission of doing the smoke, and you need to Paranoia the B-main area of the map. Because your teammates can die like a potatoes. And we need to play some anti-flash system to dodge the enemy's flashes and to help our teammates. Like this instant enemy utility usually gives you the info that enemies are fighting for that area of the map, and you need to play smarter. I don't know, like, how nobody died here, to be honest.
Last player standing.
Cypher troops don't exist.
Last player standing.
Okay! There's absolutely nothing better you could have done. You say, GG, well played to the enemies, nice read. But the reason why enemies are reading them so much is because they are going A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Like, I feel that you would have lost, you would have won 3 more rounds if you were just pushing A site, to be honest. Like, people don't realize in ranked solo queue, like, you know, enemies cannot just stack something every fucking round, you know? And it is more unpredictable for you to push, like, one site 10 rounds in a row than going A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Especially when you lose the round on some bomb site. I'm obviously gonna position myself on the opposite part of the map and apply the rule of fear. What is the rule of fear? I explained it like millions of fucking times. You're quite literally following, you know, all of the rules to counter the enemies in ranked solo queue, like, to the core. Like, now, the question is, how do we counter the rule of fear and ABAB rule? We use the LSD rule, and it is not a drug. So, what is the LSD rule? Let me explain. If a certain play, strategy, tactic, position, execute, doesn't work for you in a game of Valorant once, we call that a matter of luck. Like, basically, there is too many RNG factors that impact the outcome of your gunfights and your rounds, and you cannot delete some kind of a push, playstyle, execute, position from your gameplay because it didn't work once. So what? It's more unpredictable if you repeat it again in the absolutely same fucking way. If something doesn't work for you in a game of Valorant for 2 times in a row or during a match, that is a bit of a skill issue. Basically, what does this mean? This means that we need to adapt this specific play that we tried for 2 rounds, either aggressive execute, I don't know, like positioning, like there is multiple different ways how you can play something. Like one execute, you can change it in 3, 4, 5 different ways, basically, on the same site. Or one aggressive Omen play can be done in at least 3 ways, minimum. Something doesn't work for you 2 times. Then we slightly adapt our playstyle based on what enemies are doing. I'm gonna do the same shit, but in a slightly different way. So for an example, if I was doing this aggressive play here, I'm not gonna teleport into the smoke. I'm gonna teleport in that cubby location and try to punish the enemy that is in the smoke from this spot. Or try to take the side control, go to the elbow, backstab this enemy, for an example. Now, certain something doesn't work for you 3 times in a row or during a game, it is absolutely dumb to repeat it again. And you need to rely during that match on everything else that you have in your playbook. Like changing the playstyle in a specific way, changing the way that you push the sites, changing the way that you execute the sites. changing the way that you defend the sites, etc., etc. So in a game of Valorant, it is totally fine to lose 3 rounds in a row by trying to abuse the same shit, same area of the map, same positioning, in a slightly different way. And it is absolutely retarded to lose like 4 rounds in a row. That is something that should never happen for you. Already after the 3rd round, you're changing something. That's how we create, you know, unpredictable style of positioning, executes, pushing, etc., etc. And then, you know, they get stomped on A, they go B. They get stomped on B, they go mid. Even my dead grandma is gonna knows. My dead grandma right now from the grave is like, enemies are going mid, enemies are going A. Sage, hold the mid with the operator. You know.
Let's start this party.
She doesn't even play Valorant. Oh. Actually, it was the Omen with the operator. Thank God he missed the shot.
Oh, planted.
Bro, like, you cannot space out like this with Omen. Okay, this play that we were doing is completely fine. Generally speaking, you know, if you don't want to use the vents area of the map for some kind of an aggressive play, it is better if you do this one-way smoke up here. You know, enemies cannot peek from it, enemies cannot push through it, they cannot pop flash you. You know, it's better. If you're not certain whether or not you're gonna push through mail or vents, then do the default ground smoke. Now, we done this smoke. Our teammates are pushing in. We used our flash. What the fuck are you doing? Run! No, we are doing the smoke here. Connecting with our teammates. They're pushing onto site. Spamming that smoke. Coming here. Raze is going out. I need to support her. Dropping down. I don't need to be overexposed here like a monkey. I can teleport here. From this spot. Clear the CT. Clear the box. Drop down. Connect with your most aggressive teammates. Use your ultimate. Hello? Use your ultimate, bro. Use your ultimate. To go on the B. Reveal the enemies on B. Do something. Your teammates are not that great. They are actually fucking bad.
Oh, planted.
Fast. Smoke tower. Move. Check the right side. We cannot stop. Use the ultimate on B. They're on B side. Lucky kill. Doesn't matter. Your teammates on B could have died. Doesn't fucking matter. Sorry that I'm yelling. I don't know why I'm doing that. Smokes exist. Smoke exists.
One enemy remaining. Flawless.
A bit like, you know, lucky round. Like your teammates on B could have died like potato. Cypher could have died like a potato in the B-man as well. You need to support your teammates better. You know, that's why your KSC is shit. You're dying in a stupid ways. You're performing aggressive plays in a stupid ways. And your refrag team play game, not really good. You're spending way too much doing your utility when you should be supporting your allies. Think about it. Defender side. Now, on the great defender side of Split. This is a defender side map, so even if you get only 3 rounds on the attack, match is more than winnable. Both Bind and Split, even 3 rounds on the attack. Thank you, God. You know, like... now, defender side. A side, #1 priority, and your default bomb site. B side, #2 priority. We play it when, you know, we think enemies are gonna go B. We have some good read onto the enemies. Both A side and B side, you don't give a shit about their control. The primary focus of you on this map is doing the rotations and some kind of a move on the first contact between enemies and your teammates, and making sure that you always have the information and control of the B tower and A tower. So if the enemies are splitting A, Sell the A site, fight for A tower, kill the enemies there, play the retake on A. Enemies are splitting B, your teammates are dying on mid. Stop the enemies push on B tower, deal with the enemies on B set later. And in every single round where you have a long range weapon and the enemies are playing a full buy, you want to contest the enemies aggressively here, here, and here. You don't need to fight them. You can just go for some dead zone, fast peek, jump spot the enemies, flash peek, operator, crouch peek. You don't need to say too much. We need to get early information. Where are the enemies? Now, the only one-way smoke. In my ranked playbook, I explained like 15 different one-way smokes on this map. Like, amount of one-ways that you have here is enormous. But the only one that you need to learn how to do fast from every fucking angle and every position on the map is this one-way smoke right here. This is the most important shit ever. If your teammates are not aggressively fighting on mid, your sage wall is destroyed. This is better 90% of the times than doing some kind of a stupid Omen smoke like that. 90% of the times. Now, in the first round of split, we always play on the A site because that is our default bomb site, and 60% of times in ranked solo queue, in the first round, enemies are going to push you here, and only 40% of times it is going to be this push onto mid and B. What I love to do with Omen, I love to play a classic pistol shorty strategy, either onto the ramp with this smoke here, or in the A main area of the map with this smoke right here. We create a cubby position with a smoke where we can hide and dodge the enemy's utility. This is the cubby. This is the cubby. And we can take like 1-2 easy kills, pick up the classic pistol, teleport away, outplay the enemies, like so many shit you can do. I usually play in the A main area of the map. And if the enemies are pushing rafters and tower, I will just teleport onto rafters and defend the tower. Like, because if the enemies push right now through A main and kill your Cypher, good luck. And when you're doing this strategy, you're either going with a light shield and one shrouded step, or you're going with 2 shrouded steps and 2 smokes.
Flashing mid for info for you, Reno.
B.
Yeah,
Okay,
B mid, I think.
Okay, another tip. I forgot, guys. Sorry. Another tip. When I'm doing this strategy on the A site, I don't pre-aim my smoke for the A main area of the map. I actually pre-aim my smoke here. So if my teammates are getting split or pushed onto the B site, I can instantly delay and stop the enemy's push with this one way. Because finding, this one way is really fucking hard, and, sometimes it's gonna take you like 2, 3, maybe even 5 seconds to find it. Start the round like this. Enemies are pushing A site. Just reset the smoke and deploy it.
She like for
I had a VOD.
Okay. On the split, remember 2 very important tips. Tip number 1. It is better for you to play a retake game 24/7 rather than losing the numbers. Unless you're playing some kind of an eco and hull by round. Like refrag, and retake potential, you're valuing always. Numbers are everything on split. Both retake of A set and B set are quite easy compared to some other maps. Rule number 2. On the first contact with the enemies and your teammates, you can make some kind of a move. Either a rotation, taking more space, anything. Rule number 3. When you're rotating between A set and B site, 90% of times you should rotate through the CT. Because here, if you're rotating through the vents, only God knows if you will be able to connect safely with your teammates on the B tower and to help them with the retake. They can wall you. They can Molotov you. They can leave one enemy here that is, you know, watching your rotation. There's so many angles that that enemy can play to fuck you up. You cannot clear all of them properly. It's really hard. In the first round especially, if you're rotating from A site to B site, CT, you know, go on to tower, go on to CT, help your teammates, that's it.
Loading.
Come back, play retake, play retake.
Omen heaven.
I'm flashing to heaven.
Yeah, go heaven together.
One HP, one HP.
He's flash, he's flash.
One enemy remaining.
Main, he's main.
Flawless.
Okay. No! When you win the first round of split, in a second round, Outlaw is a really good weapon on this map. Even in the bonus rounds, why not? But in this round, I wouldn't play this aggressively. You know, enemy Yoru can TP with a flash, kill me with a shorty. Enemy Jet can dash with a breach stun. There's no reason to play this aggro with the Outlaw. I would just, you know, hold some kind of an off angle like this. Hold some kind of a position like this. Hold some kind of an off angle like this. Hold this angle. Hold this angle. Play from the tower. It's better. There's no reason to die in this anti-eco round. And it is totally fine that he is playing on the A site. But usually the rule on this map is the following. No matter what happens in the first round, you want to play on the B tower in the second round on split. Why? Because 80% of times when enemies are eco, hull buy, or force buy, they're gonna push you on this area of the map in that round. And only 20% of times is gonna be the push on A. So in this round, in the second round of split, I usually play B tower instead of the A site. And anyways, on A site right now we have a Cypher, we have a Sky. I mean, if they die, like, you deserve to lose this round, to be honest, like, literally.
Mid on you.
I'm blind.
I'm with you.
No reason. You know, like enemy's team composition and your team composition depends what you can do and what you cannot do on a specific map. With a Breach, Yoru, Jet, and Omen in the same team, you need to expect this type of a play. You cannot play aggressively on the A tower unless you're playing around your smokes and with the shotguns. You're gonna rip in pepperoni. Like it was much better if you just played, watch the aim cross, or maybe play on the rafters, pop, easy body shots with the Outlaw, that's it.
I will heal you, wait.
It's mid.
Yeah, watch out, Omen.
Careful from mid.
Reloading.
Here, like, you can, bro, you cannot hold this angle with Outlaw when there is a chance for one enemy to be in the vents. Let's use our brain. Like, we made a numbers advantage. Do we need ramp control right now? No, we don't need it. Plus, we have a Cypher camera watching the ramp. Nobody crossed except the Jet. Nobody. Like, pay attention more on the minimap, your teammate's positioning, and their utility usage. Here, your main job is watching the push through the vents. Because that's the only position where the enemies can be right now. You're gonna die. This is a 3x fucking zoom. You would have died if the enemy Yoru actually had a brain and he didn't push you like this. This is a lucky kill. I don't count this. I want you to have good habits, to develop a good gameplay. I don't give a fuck. Like, use your brain. You kill the enemies. You get some call out. Check the minimap. Reyna is passively playing mid. She doesn't see the cross in the vents. She told us that enemies are in the vents. Reyna is playing passively on the B side. Sky is rotating to B tower. Cypher has the full control of the Amen with the camera. Isn't it logical to hold a better angle and just watch for the fucking vents? I don't know, hold something like this safely, or Just hold you know, this peak with the outlaw, like body shot, 2 enemies are dead. You have that minimap blindness, you know, and you need to fix it.
Ascendant.
And I think I shared with you a training routine to fix the minimap awareness as well. Am I tripping? Yeah, I shared it with you. But you still didn't complete the full training. Actually, you're doing it this month. Keep doing that training. Keep doing it. Keep doing it.
What the
Huge.
fuck? Oh, they're up here?
Ascendant.
What?
And obviously, after getting that kill, he should have just repositioned. I mean, like, listen. On this map, refrag game, numbers, top priority. Number 1 priority. Number 2, A tower, B tower control. Number 3, A site and B site control. Like, you make a 5v3 numbers advantage. You don't know if there's can be more enemies on the ramp or, I don't know, vents. Play passively. You know, right here, after this kill, I would have just reloaded the outlaw, go all the way into the CT, and hold this angle. So if enemies are executing Cypher through the Omen and tower, I can instantly support my Cypher and then bop, bop. You know? And at the same time, we're holding the CT as well. And anyways, you know, the reload time of the outlaw is too high, so, you know, you always, you know, find some cover for yourself.
I think we need maybe.
The reason why, and also when you're playing these anti-eco rounds, you know, the second round, try to stay alive. To have the proper economy management for the rest of the match. Like, you will see that in the second round, I really value my life over the kills. I don't give a fuck. Like, if I win that round without taking a single kill, it's okay, you know. Like, basically, you make a numbers advantage, tuck in, play passively, play on the refrag, and that's it. Like, saving that bonus weapon is extremely fucking important. So now you don't need to play a fucking ghost, you know.
Maybe.
And anyways, why are we buying a ghost? Who buys that?
Of course.
Oh, they're playing ghost, huh? Okay, I mean, they dropped you a ghost.
Maybe.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, steps.
Yeah, I don't see
Oh,
anyone.
but you can stay. I can lurk.
Yeah, I'll step.
Okay. Omen technology time. So, in the B-man area of the map, if you want to stop and delay the enemy's push, these are your 2 default smokes. Default smoke number 1 and the best default smoke ever, number 2. This smoke also creates a small one-way gap that you can use to kill and cheese the enemies. You can tell you should tell your teammates there is a one-way gap there. Also, this smoke we can use in eco rounds, halberd rounds, and bonus rounds to outplay the enemies when we think they're gonna go B, get in the smoke, and from the smoke, peek the enemies and try to kill them. When you're retaking the site, this is your retake smoke. And this smoke here, we can use when we are playing with a close range weapons around the choke point. You know, we can hide here, hide there, like, you can make it a bit better, obviously. So here, you know, this smoke that you did should have been a bit deeper. But anyways, your Cypher is playing like a passive potato with the trips, so it doesn't matter, in this scenario at least.
I have my flashes if you want to retake.
And as I said, on the first contact on split between enemies and your teammates, you can make some kind of a rotation instantly. Value the numbers, value the refrag game. In the first like 4 to 5 rounds, if you notice that enemies are faking a lot, they are lurking, flanking, then you can anchor the bomb sites and anchor your position. But in the first 4 to 5 rounds, play the split in a way that I've explained right now.
No one flash.
Too slow rotation. Oh, nice shot.
Last player standing.
Okay.
Hawk out.
I flashed Amy and no one was.
Especially like when, like on split, when you notice that enemies are only pushing S5 together, and they don't have a sentinel to cover the flank, take more space from the enemies, you know. Try to see how that is gonna work. Like in one round, one bonus round, eco round, halberd round, like see what the enemies are doing, and try to see how that is gonna play out. I'm gonna sneeze.
Who's next? Cover going out.
Nice guys.
Spike down, B.
Wait my dog, I'm dogging. Wait my dog, guys.
Falling buddy out. Spotted B.
Found you.
Reloading. Heal up, squad.
Got you.
Okay, never make this mistake that Raze is making right now. If the enemies didn't plant the spike, or you have numbers advantage, never destroy the enemy sage wall. There's no reason to do it if your controller is alive. Why? Because right now, if one enemy is stuck here, enemy still didn't plant the spike, the rest of the enemies are here, we can simply use a smoke here, paranoia, the backside, kill that enemy in a 1v5 gunfight, and then focus on the rest of the enemies. Generally speaking, you should not destroy the sage wall until you clear this position. It's so easy. Choose this smoke, clear that, then we can use the second smoke basically for the beam in, and then go for the retake. Or destroy the sage wall. Destroying that wall just gives the enemies more opportunities to, you know, fuck you in a 1v1 fights or isolate you in some kind of a way.
Watch out.
One enemy remaining.
And backside last 40.
I don't know how we forgot about the Yoru at the backside.
I'm flashed, so let's stay a little further back. Maybe we can catch it.
Hawk out.
Okay.
Blinded.
Shadows travel.
Jet up heaven.
Okay.
Shadows travel.
Jet up heaven.
Okay, this is, you know, that aim duel that he was talking about. To be honest, like, you know, here you need to take that kill. Like, it was okay. The peak was okay, everything was okay, just, you know, this is the only time where your raw mechanical skill actually lost you the round. I mean, I don't know if this round is lost, but still. And anyways, if you already notice, just a second to go back onto Split, you know, Valorant, indie developers from China cannot keep the servers for more than 1.5 hours. So, you had a really good read onto that jet play. One of the best counters that you can do for that play is a one-way smoke. To isolate the jet in a 1v1 fight and fuck her up. Like basically, when you notice that enemy jet is doing that, you know, stun, flash, dash.
The meaning of the word. My ultimate is ready.
So, start your round here, pre-place this one-way smoke there.
Cover going
Jet is gonna dash maybe all the way here. If you hear the jet there, flash, take the kill. Because rest of her team cannot help her out in any way. If she's not dashing all the way there, she's just using the instant dash from this position onto the rafters. One-way smoke, you know, dodge the enemy stun and flash. Flash the jet back. You still have the full ramp control, full tower control, and now enemies are fucked. Easiest counter ever.
35. But
Okay, in this round right now, you know, Reyna clutched the last round, they actually won it. In this round right now, we can apply the ABAB rule and rule of fear. Like enemies throughout this whole match, they were going A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, I don't know. Like, so right now, chances are the highest that enemies are gonna go either B or mid. Especially because of rule of fear.
Get out of my way.
Hey.
Some steps on me.
But enemies are actually smart, not like you.
shadows traveling. Blinding.
This is the first time that enemies change their pattern, so depending how this round goes, depends what you should play in that following round.
Down, Nico, careful.
And please pay attention more on the precision of your smokes, like, your smokes are, you know, we can discuss them. In the aiming area of the map, the smoke to stop and delay the enemy's push looks like this.
Shadows traveling.
Deep towards the enemies, connecting in this and this line. Retake smoke looks like this.
Shadows traveling.
Smoke to fuck up the enemies and play around it looks like this.
Cover going out.
And you're playing there. Don't, you know, fast smokes are not important. The misplaced smoke will always fuck you more than a smoke that is slow. Like misplaced smoke with a gap. You don't know if your teammates are gonna expect that peak.
They can rotate.
Spike down A. One enemy remaining.
Okay?
That's me.
Scaling over here.
Still inside.
Nice.
Okay. Now, you know, our best bet is once again to play onto the B tower. And in the vents, you know, we fucked up the enemy's push 2 times in a row. It's okay. You know, your positioning right now is fine. But personally, you know, if you already want to start passively in the vents, and you're playing the vents for the first time, you should just hide here and try to fuck up the enemies from this angle as they're jumping up there. Or try to fuck up the enemies with some random peek like this, and then we can just TP away and get the fuck out with a kill. You're starting way too passively here, and you know, if you're already not gonna hold some kind of an angle like this, or do some kind of a one-way to stop the enemy's push and take more mid control. Very common angle, I don't know, like, you know, I'm gonna expect this type of a peak.
Watcher.
Mid.
Mid.
Rena, can you stay here?
Also, another tip. If you, like, you should never play in the vents if your idea is to play passively. Because vents usually gets smoked, molotoved, naded, slow orbed, walled. Everything goes into this anal hole right here. If you hear the enemies pushing mid, and you wanna contest the enemies here, you go for a burst fire, a lot of the enemies are pushing. Your instant reaction with Omen should be teleporting onto the B tower and connecting with your teammates here. Because on split, if you lose the B tower, you lose such an important area of the map, and enemies can shit on your teammates and on you as well. Like, generally speaking, I never start my rounds in the vents. Because usually you're gonna get smoked, naded, that type of shit. The only time I'm gonna start in the vents is if I'm playing chamber, I wanna peek out with the operator, take a kill, or I notice enemies are not smoking it and I can play the op to get an easy kill and that's it. Otherwise, start on the fucking B tower. It's much more important for you, and especially with Omen, there is so many different ways how you can defend the B tower. One-way smokes, off angles. I've explained everything in the ranked playbook and on my Discord server.
Watcher.
Mid.
Here I thought that he's gonna go for some, I don't know, aggressive play, something, I don't know, like. I thought he was gonna use a smoke, maybe a flash, but he just did nothing.
Rena, can you stay here?
Bro.
You left instantly.
Behind you?
I don't.
Spike plant.
By the way, listen. If the enemies are going through the vents, the worst position that you can play is above the enemies here. Because on this spot, you will die. Like, it's an extremely 50-50 duel. Instead of holding this angle, what he should have done here is simply smoke his back and just hold the enemies as they're using the zipline. This is your easy kill. But dropping down, that kill on the Jet was just lucky. Even holding this is way too risky. And I'm always gonna see your legs before you see my legs. If I'm properly clearing it, of course. Like, but these are monkey players.
Dan.
Yeah, it's okay, it's okay.
Oh, you're okay.
Will starting from tower be better as well if I'm using the judge? Yeah. Like, the only time when you should play vents is literally like if you notice that enemies are not smoking it and you want to play op and take some easy kills, or enemies are not smoking, you want to use some off angles and some surprise peeks to kill them. Otherwise, starting on tower is always better.
Who's next?
Let it be.
Subs mid.
Here as well. He hears the enemies pushing mid. Bro, like, you need to teleport onto the stairs. I don't know. Like, we're gonna lose this round. Maybe again.
Yeah, but top mid, bro. Too late.
We cannot lose the B tower. Like that. Generally speaking, like, the perfect default setup on split is 1B, 2B tower, 1 tower, 1. Like, vents you should be playing maybe like... There should be someone in the vents, maybe like 3 or 4 out of 12 rounds. Or if you are doing some aggro play on the mid, you know, with the smokes, with the wall, with flashes and stuff like that. Otherwise, if you just want to play passively, just play fucking tower, literally.
Yep, they are inside, all of them on heaven.
Spike planted.
Mais move your ass!
Where is everyone hiding? Reloading.
Okay. That was a bit funny, man. That was a bit funny. Like their retake got delayed because of the stupid Yoru teleport, man. I don't know. That was a bit unlucky. I also thought like here. I thought that
Spike planted.
enemy Yoru is actually the one making the steps. I don't know. I probably would have missed this information as well. Like, I didn't even know up until now that Yoru teleport actually like makes the sound through the fucking cages of Cypher. The more you know, the better. And I also wouldn't destroy this because players in ranked solo queue are very undisciplined. Especially Yoru players in Ascendant and low immortal lobbies. When they have a numbers advantage, they always go for this type of retarded plays. Not always, but 90% of the times.
Mais move your ass!
Where is everyone hiding? Reloading.
Yeah.
Last player standing.
Okay, I mean, in this example, personally, I wouldn't rotate onto the B tower, but I would actually try to play, you know, with my smokes and to try to outplay the enemies a bit. Like, spike got planted like 15 seconds ago. We don't have that much time to defuse the spike. And going onto the tower, like, won't change anything. In this example, the best idea was to do this, and try to play with the enemy's mind, you know. Make them guess. Oh, where did the Omen teleport? Maybe we can use this TP here, then a fake teleport, make the enemies think that we went up there, bam, bam, bam. Like, these clutch scenarios are exactly where you need to use the fake TPs to play on the enemy's undisciplined players. They will always peek you. They will always fight you. Keep your location a secret. Ba ba boo ba ba ba.
Mid you.
Angry Reina, man.
Hey.
You are wasting your time by starting in the vents. Good.
Ah.
Can be a fake.
How the fuck is that? It can be a fake. They hear like 6 footsteps on A side.
One enemy remaining.
Main.
Spike down.
Still a lot of steps in the smoke.
One enemy remaining.
Okay. I mean, push here was fine. Because, you know, I would have also thought that enemy Sage is maybe in the smoke or she's already on the site. Like, we don't have any info, to be honest. But your gunplay with a stinger is terrible, man. As I said, like, it's not your aim. Like, aim in Valorant. Let's talk about that for a second. Why not? Like, I have some more free time. So, mechanical skill. So you have like, you know, your raw aim, which is like your reaction time, tracking, flicking, etc. Reaction to targets, static aim, etc. Movement, crosshair placement, and gunplay, recoil, etc. So your raw aim is okay. You know, like you're flicking, tracking. It's not that bad. Like it can obviously be much better. You know, currently you are on the level of Diamond 3 Ascendant 1 player, and this can be improved greatly. But you need to remember that you started doing my aim training routine only a few weeks ago. You cannot expect the results in 3 weeks. You know, you still have like 2 more months to complete the training. I promise you, in the next 2 months, these things are going to become 10 times better for you. The raw aim part. Movement is also okay. You know, sometimes you crouch way too much than what you should actually do. And that kind of fucks you up. But otherwise, it's okie dokie to say. Crosshair placement can be much better in some of the duels while clearing some of the angles, and, you know, crosshair goes up, down, up, down, up, down. Gunplay, terrible. That's one of the problems. Like, you're not trying to control the burst fire, to control the recoil of the weapons. You just let them go, like, you know, pray to God and send it. Send it. At the end of the day, if you're fighting a singular enemy with a stinger, Sage is there. There's no burst firing. You know, you swing the Sage, Sage is there. After 5th bullet, commit to the fight, you will have higher chances of killing that Sage rather than strafing and doing this shit. You will see that with the stinger, I crouch quite a lot. I commit to every fight I take. There's no burst firing. There's no jiggle peeking with this gun. You just fight.
Main.
Spike down.
Because anyways, the time to kill of this gun is very low. Like, you spend 20 bullets in less than 2 seconds. These guys are not gonna kill you, man.
Scotty.
Once again, we cannot play here because we saw that enemies love to use paranoia, stun. You know, we need to play a bit more passively.
Mid and B.
On me.
Cover
Playing
going
default.
Enemy spotted. Spike
I'm on
down.
the game, you can
mid.
leave if you want.
To mid. Don't pick plus.
Once again, I would just say fuck the vents, and I would just teleport on the B tower. And from the B tower, I will play with my race. But to be honest, like, you know, right now, enemies probably, I mean, enemies definitely don't know about his location. and maybe he can actually surprise them from the vents. And here, I would not have done this smoke. I would have just done this one-way smoke here to completely stop and deny the enemy's push through mid.
I think that's a fake line.
You need to start using, like, as soon as you notice that enemies are taking mid control, your teammates are not fighting for mid, or they're playing passive from the B tower. I'm sorry, I'm dying. Use that one way to stop the enemy's push on mid.
Pushing B Evan. Just play retake, play retake. Give them.
Yeah, we played it. I have full util.
We also have garage control.
You can be city, you can be city.
Gee.
Maybe come in vent.
Maybe coming vents, huh?
No one's... No one our spawn.
You're gonna be B. It's
Okay,
B.
I mean, if you already have the Omen ultimate and you see that enemies are committing to some push, you know, on a defender side, you can feel free to use your ultimate a bit more for the rotations to reveal the enemies and that type of shit, you know. You don't need to save it this much.
B.
30 seconds left.
Add yourself, Sasha. Let me die. They're not doing it.
Shadows traveling.
No one dies, no one dies.
Yeah, I'm tempo shot.
So there is, you know, so that this type of shit doesn't happen for you. Like, if you see that enemies are committing to some side push, connect with your teammates and compensate their mistakes, man. That's why you have the ultimate. Fast rotation. I mean, on a defender side, you're using your ultimate for 3 reasons. Reason number 1, get the information. Reason number 2, rotate fast. Reason number 3, flank the enemies. But you want to use your ultimate to flank the enemies 3% of the times in Valorant. 97% of times you should be using it to reposition fast, get the info, like...
Wait a little, bro.
Use...
Spike planted.
I had my full util, guys, just wait it.
Shadows traveling.
One backside, one pillar.
One enemy remaining.
80.
Last player standing.
Fake shroud the steps! Fake shroud the steps! Also, when it comes to your Omen utility users, like, you're still not implementing, like, you know, 30-40% of Omen's full potential in your games. Like, you're never using it, for example, fake shroud the steps, different variations of the aggressive plays, but, you know, this comes over with time. Like, as you're doing the training that I'll share with you, like, this is gonna be fixed.
Cover going
Behind
on.
you.
Fake shroud the step. And please, on a split, keep the shorty as a primary secondary weapon in every full buy round. Bro, with Omen, shorty, split, easy kills.
Stop it.
What's another dead?
Actually, wait now.
Do you think stretch resolution is good? It's a preference. Like, literally, it's just a placebo effect. It doesn't truly stretch your resolution, stretch the enemies. I mean, there is a true stretch resolution, but literally doesn't matter. Like, whatever suits better for you, use it. I love the native. I love to see the pixels, to see the enemies on 1 kilometer away from me. I want to see them.
They have a halfway here, so be careful.
B, it's B.
Once again, stop playing fucking vents, and if you see that your teammates are peeking, what the fuck?
With me.
You didn't call it, bro.
One heaven, one heaven.
Spike
Spike
down
mid.
mid.
Spike
Jets
mid.
have
Spike
heaven.
mid.
Okay. What do we do in this scenario, chat? We use our ultimate to reposition onto the B side to help our Sky, to help our Raze, because our Cypher is on the lurk and flank. He got our back. And we play on a refray potential.
Out on side, bro. Oh.
Spike mid.
Okay, but keep the spikes off.
Bravo.
Huh?
Spike planted.
On a defender side of split, you need to stop playing vents so much. you need to respect numbers a bit more. And you need to be more focused on this semi-aggressive refrag game. Here, for example, in this 3v3, the worst shit you can do is go into the CT. Right now, it would have been 10 times better if he played with his Sky on tower, used his ultimate to reveal the enemies on the site, smoke the CT, and just push together with a paranoia. Now, all three of them are isolated into 1 versus 3 duels. Omen can die alone in CT, Sky can die alone from rafters, Cypher can die alone on the lurk and flank. This is the worst scenario that can happen for you on a retake.
I'll smoke backside though.
Spam util for Cypher.
Paranoia exists. Paranoia exists. Flash!
I've stuck in it.
Okay, listen. Whenever enemies have the Sage wall right here, smoke this, flash the enemies back, fight the enemies that are here, or maybe you can flash those enemies and kill them, tap the spike, wait for the enemies to spam, ba ba ba, easy kills. Maybe you can enter the smoke, try to surprise the enemies.
One default.
You simply need to isolate, you know. You need to isolate this and this fight into 2 fights. You cannot allow for some shit like this to happen. Okay, I think that we discussed a lot of the different topics in this VOD review. I have nothing else to say about this specific VOD. Anyways, it was a free review, it was not a paid one, so, you know, chill. Lurmei, bro, I don't know how to say your name, like, Lurmley, bro. Just keep doing the training that I've shared with you. When it comes to your mechanical skill, that's not the real problem. Like, the problem is everything else that we mentioned inside of this VOD review. Apply all of the rules and tips that I've shared with you. You'll be fine. And please watch the rank playbook for Split. You're not really playing actually both attackers and defender side properly, like, to be honest. Other than that, subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, you know, all of you guys from the second YouTube channel. Join my Discord server for private coaching. Also there you can access the rank playbook and all of the private coaching stuff and public coaching stuff as well. You can get some tips and tricks from other members of our community. And tomorrow I think I'm doing a new giveaway for free coaching and VOD review and Valorant points. So make sure to join Discord as well, Twitch chat, and join the giveaway. You know, simply join the giveaway. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one, which is in 2 days from now, basically.